Hello students, welcome to your online virtual class. So in the previous class we have started our new chapter, that is QBasic. So let us come to the book. Before moving to the next topic, let us quickly revise what all we have covered in the previous class. So we have seen that what is a QBasic language, then what is the need of a programming language. So why we need a programming language? Because whatever the instructions which we give to the computer is a machine, so it requires a language which the machine can understand. Clear? So this type of machine language is written using some programming language. Clear? So the QBasic is few of those programming language using which we can give the instructions to the computer. Clear? So this QBasic is a version of basic. So basic is the full form of basic. We have seen that it is the beginner's all purpose symbolic instruction code, and this was developed in 1963, and the persons who have designed this language is John Kameny and Thomas Kurtz. Clear? Then this basic has different versions like GW basic, power basic, Q basic. Clear? So in these examples we are right now reading one of that is the Q basic. Clear? Now we have seen that what is Q basic, who has developed the Q basic. So Q basic was released in year 1991 by the company Microsoft. Clear? And this is also a high level programming language. So I have given you as well 3 questions to write. What is a high level language, what is a machine level language, and what is interpreter. Clear? So high level language is the language which is used by humans. Using these languages we can give the instructions to the computer. Then what is machine level language? Machine level language or machine codes are the language which the machine can understand. Like binary language, in the binary code the instruction can be given to the machines. Then interpreter is the one which converts our high level language to the machine level language. So this QBasic also have an interpreter which converts each statement a single line at a time, and this converts the high level language into machine level language. Okay, then we have seen how to start the QBasic. So for starting the QBasic, simply if you'll double click the QBasic file, the QBasic will be started. In that we have seen the different parts of the QBasic, the menu bar at the top, then program window where the program is written, then intermediate window where if we want a single statement to be executed or to run it, we can use the immediate window. And then at the bottom we have the status bar. So all the shortcut keys as well as the position of the cursor will be reflected to you in this status bar. Okay, then these were all the explanation of all these things. We have seen 2 keys, one is F5 key and another is F6 function key. So what is the use of these? F5 is used for running any program. To execute, to get the result of that program, we can press the F5 key. Then F6 is used to switch from program window to immediate window. Clear? Or from immediate window to program window, both can be. So from one to another we can switch using the F6 function key. Clear? Then we have started. Next was the elements of the QBasic. So we will start here, from here. So first we have seen the character set. So what a character set is? Character set is a you can say group of different alphabets, numbers and other symbols which can be used in the QBasic. So in the alphabet, capital A to Z, clear, starting from capital A, capital B to capital Z, then small a to small z, clear. So this all characters can be, alphabets can be used in the QBasic. Then the numbers, that is the decimal number system, that is 1 to 9. Clear? All the other numbers, if I write 123, that all will be the combination of these. So that is why we use these numbers, these digits. All the other numbers can be made using this. Then special symbols like plus, minus, into, whatever the symbols which we use. So these are the different symbols which we can use in the QBasic. Then the next is constant. So what is constant? Constant is something which will remain same throughout the program. Means the value which is not changing, which is fixed. Clear? So constants are the data or the values in a program that cannot be changed during the program execution. Execution means while the program is running. So till the program is running, the value of these constant will remain fixed. It will not change. The data may be letter, words, numbers, or special characters. So any of these can be used as a constant. Now these constants are of two types. One is numeric constant and another is string constant. So first is numeric constant. So these can have decimal points and can be positive or negative. So as we use the different numbers like 5, 6, then -5, -3, so this all can be some numeric constant. Any number is numeric, means any numerical value, any number, and constant as it is fixed. So mathematical operations can be carried out with them. For example, so here are few examples of the numeric constant. So as we are talking that we can use some decimal values also. For example, in the maths we write decimal with the point, so that can be used. Then negative and positive numbers all can be used as the numeric constant. Then we have some string constant. So second is string constant. Let us see these string constant. So these are made up of letters, special characters, and blank spaces. Clear? So if you are writing something, any name, clear? So there can be example of a string constant. For example, here you can see it is written, the it can be a name with the address, and in between there is blank comma. So this all will be part of the string constant. So the string constants are enclosed in the double quotes. So here you can see we are having these double quotes at the beginning and the end. So whatever the value which we are writing in this double quotes, that will be called as string constant. So we can write the different characters, combination of characters can be written in these string constant. Clear? The value must be written in the double quotes. So if your name is Aman, so if I write Aman in this double quote, that will be a string constant. Clear? So not only a single name, we can write a group of different words. For example, here you can see the name as well as the address. So this all can be the part of string constant. Fine. Then come to update your knowledge. First erase this. Okay, let us read this as well. So execute means running a program to get the answer or output. So as we have read, what is the meaning of executing a program? When we run any program to get the result, that is called as execution, or to execute a program. Then there is a term called as syntax. So what is the syntax? Syntax is the correct method of giving a set of instruction in a programming language. Clear? So each of these programming language has some syntax. So whatever is the syntax means whatever are the rules by using which we can give the instructions. So these instructions can be given in a programming language using some syntax. So that is the correct method using which the instructions can be given. Okay. Then next is variables. So just we have seen the character set and constant. So after constant we have variables. Let us see variables now. So if I erase this, variables are, these are data values which can be changed. So variable itself means something which keeps on changing. So a variable is the name given to a memory location that has a value. So if we are storing something, suppose in the, as we were talking about earlier, if I write x is equal to 5, in the maths we assume something, we give some letters for holding the value. Okay, erase this. So if I write x is equal to 5, so here x behaves as a variable and this 5 will be a constant. Clear? So any of these, what does mean? When we save some value in a computer memory, in the previous chapter we have seen that RAM and ROM, hard disk, so these are all some places in the memory which will hold your value. So suppose you are writing any value like 10, so this number 10 is saved at some place in the memory. Clear? So this memory have some particular address. Address means you can say, suppose you live in the house number C55. Suppose your house number is C55. Clear? And in C55, suppose Aman is living in the address C55. Clear? So here Aman is living in address in a house whose address is C55. So in the same way you can relate with the computer also, that Aman is the value in the memory and C55 is the address of this memory location. Clear? So in the same way we are talking about, suppose this is a value which is stored in the memory which is 10, and suppose the address of this is x. Okay, or it can be anything also, I am only assuming it, so it is x. Clear? Now this 10 is a constant. Constant here, why? Because it is fixed, it is not changing, this is the value. Clear? And the x, which is the address location, this is variable. Clear? So these are the terms which we can relate. So x is a variable, means the address of any value which is stored in the computer we can change. We can copy and paste some file from one place to another, so the content of the file will remain same, but the address, the folder name, or whatever is the location in the memory, that will change. So that is why the address is variable and the value which is stored in that address in a memory, that is constant. I hope this is clear. Okay, now see further. So here we have seen what is a variable. A variable is any name which is given to the memory location that has a value. So here this is the 10 is the value and x is the name for this memory location. Now these variables are also of two types. One is numeric variable and another is string variable. Okay, let us see them one by one. So first is numeric variable. So these stores numeric data. They can be performed by letters as well as digits. Clear? So they have to begin with alphabets. They should not contain any special character or space. Any numerical value can be an integer. Clear? So this numeric variables are those which hold some numeric values. For example, here if I am writing class is equal to 6, so this 6 is a numeric variable. This 6 is a constant, but this class which is saving this value 6, this is a numeric variable. Clear? Here you can see also that the numeric variable is 6 which has the value 6. Clear? I hope this is clear. What is the meaning of numeric variable? Any variable which is having the value as a number. Clear? So this class is a variable which has the value 6. So 6 is a number which is a constant. So this is the meaning of numeric variable. Next is string variable. So what is a string? A string, you can say a combination of some letters or group of letters. So see this. String variables, these are used to store a string of characters. Clear? String means a group of characters. So string variables will store some set of characters. The name of a string variable is followed by dollar sign. Clear? So we will use a symbol like this, which will denote that, and that is a string variable. It can contain alphanumeric values. For example, this address dollar. Clear? So this address dollar, this is the string variable, so that is why it is having a dollar symbol also, and whatever the value which is stored, that can also be a alphanumeric values. Clear? So whatever the value which is written, this is written in the double quotes. So in the previous example we have seen that the constants were the numeric constant, and another was, here you can see that in the constant we were having numeric constant and string constant. So this string constant is written in double quotes. So the same here you can see that this C55 is a string constant because it is written in double quotes. Clear? And this double quotes value is saved in the variable which is a string variable. So the variable which will save the numeric value, that will be called numeric variable, and the variable which will save string variable string constant, so that will be called as string variable. And all these string constant are written in double quotes. And the string variable, whatever the name of the string variable, it will contain a dollar symbol. So by this also we can identify that this is a string variable. Okay, let us erase this and come to the next, that is operator. So operator, we read in the maths also, we read different symbols, so that is called as operators. Let us see this, that how these operators are used in QBasic. So first one, operators are symbols that indicate the type of operation. Whatever the mathematical function, whatever the you can say calculation you want to do, that can be done using these operators, these symbols. So QBasic has to perform various operations on constant or variable. For example, suppose I am writing 5 plus 6. So these 5 plus 6 are the constant. You can read, see here below this. So this 5 and 6 which we are writing here, so this 5 and 6 are constants which are known as operands, and this plus is the symbol plus, this is the operator. Clear? So whatever the number, if we take another example, let us come erase this. So if I write any other number, suppose I am writing 5 minus 2. Clear? So this 5 and 2, these both are constants. Clear? 5 and 2 both are constant. Constant means the value is fixed. Clear? So this 5 and 2, these are the constant, but this minus symbol, this constant, or also we can say that these are the operands. Fine. And then we have this minus symbol. So this minus symbol is the operator. The operator which is in between means the symbol which is in between. Clear? So this minus symbol is called as operator, and the numbers on which this operator is working, they are called as operands. So this 5 and 2, they will be called as, they have a name called as operands. I hope this is clear. So we have two terms, one is operator and another is operands. So the number, the numerical values, the constant, they are the operands, and the symbol which is used, that is the operator. I hope this is clear. So this 5 and 6, you can read it here also. This 5 and 6 are the constant which are known as operands, while the plus, or whatever here we are talking about, the 5 plus 6 example. So this plus is the operator which causes 5 and 6 to add. So whatever is the operator, that will be used for doing the mathematical calculation accordingly. So here in this example, this will add, here it is minus sign, so it will subtract. So the QBasic has following three types of operators. Now we will see the different operator types. So first one is arithmetic operator. Let us erase this and see the first one, that is arithmetic operator. So arithmetic, these are used to perform mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication and exponential. So arithmetic operators means those which are used for doing mathematical calculation. In the maths we use different operators like addition, subtraction. So these are all the arithmetic operators. So here you can see in this table, so this is the different operators which is used in the QBasic. So first one is addition. So plus symbol is used, we all know that plus is the addition operator. So whatever the number which we are adding, this will add and give the result. So here you can see the example of this. Then subtraction, so this minus symbol is the operator. So all these are called as operator, and 4 and 2 here will be operands, and the result is 2 here we can see. Then the next one is multiplication. So for the multiplication in the maths we use the cross symbol. So here in, okay, let me take the pen. In the maths we all use, for example, 5 into 2, we write like this, 5 into 2 is equal to 10. But in the computer when we use, we don't have this cross symbol. So rather in the place of cross we will use a star symbol. So in the keyboard also there is a star symbol. So this star symbol is used as a operator of multiplication. So here in the QBasic also we have this multiplication operator which is star. So 8 into 4, that is 32. So what is the use of this star? Star is the multiplication operator. Then division, we use this symbol, the slash symbol, for dividing something. So we will get the quotient when we use this division operator. Then we have a integer division. So there are two symbols, one is division and another is integer division. Let us see this. So what is the integer division? When we divide something and we get the division result in decimal. For example, if I divide, here we have suppose 9, let us take the same. So if I divide 9 by 2, so 2 4s are 8, then remainder is 1. So this is not complete division, this is not completely divided, so we can take the decimal and put 0 here. So 2 5s are 10, so the result will be 4.5. we do this way the division. So here also when we use this integer division, which is the slash symbol, so this will give you only the integer part of the answer, that is 4, and 0.5 will be removed. So this is the meaning of integer division. If it is 8 divided by 2, then exactly we will get the 4, it will take that. But in case if there is some division where the result in decimal point, so it will take only the integer part. Clear? So this is the meaning of integer division. So this is the difference in division and integer division. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let me erase this, then one more example we can see. So for example, if I write 9 division 2, clear? So there are two symbols, 9 division 2 and 9 integer division 2. The another one is 9 integer division 2. So is there any difference? In QBasic we are talking about, if there is 9 division 2, then it will give the normal all the values, like it will 2 4s are 8, so 4.5 will be the answer in case we are using the division operator, this one. Clear? So this is the division operator, and when we are using the integer division option, that is the forward slash and backslash, there are two options. So here when we are using the integer division, this will give you the result 4. Why? Because it is only taking the integer value and the decimal value will be removed. Clear? So this is the difference between division and integer division. I hope this is clear. Now next one is exponential. So exponential, what is exponential? When we write something in the power, we, let us erase this, we in the mass also we write something like 2 to the power 2. So what does it mean? It means 2 multiplied 2 times. 2 into 2, that is 4. So that is called as exponent. In the maths you already study this. So here in the QBasic, for using this exponent, we write this symbol, that is 2, then this way, then 2. So it means 2 raised to the power 2. So it will give the result 4. So here in the example you can see, so 4 raised to the power 3. It means 4, this one, what is the meaning of this? 4 multiplied 3 times. So 4 into 4 into 4. So what will be the result? 4 into 4, 16. 16 into 4, it is 64. So 64 is the answer. I hope this is clear. This operator is called as exponent operator, this one. Fine. Then we have another, that is modular division. So earlier we have seen division, integer division, and this one is the modular division. So what is the meaning of modular division? This will give you the remainder. Means if you are dividing something and whatever is the integer obtained, it will not give the decimal value, it will give you the remainder. So if I write 5 mod 2, clear? Sorry. So if I write 5 mod 2, it means 5 will be divided by 2, and the result, what is the remainder, it will give you the result. So what will be the 5 mod 2? If I divide 5 by 2, so 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, and remainder will be 1. So the value of 5 mod 2, answer will be 1. In the same way, here you can see that 7 mod 3, the result is 1. Clear? So what is the operator? Operator is mod. Clear? So this is the modular division. Means it will divide and give you the remainder of whatever the operand we are using. So the first number will be divided by the second one, means 7 will be divided by 3, and the remainder will be the result. So these are all the arithmetic operators. I hope this is clear. So few of these are different from the mathematical operators. For example, in the maths you don't read this integer division, then this mod division. So here in this computer, or you can say in the QBasic, we use some other arithmetic operator according to the different programming language which we study. Clear? Let us erase this. So I hope it is clear what is the meaning of all these arithmetic operator. Now next is relational operator. So relational operator we all study in maths also, greater than, equal to, less than. So the similar are here also. So what are relational operators? These are used to compare two values of the same type. Clear? Same type means we can compare the numbers by numbers, alphabet by alphabet. Clear? The result of the comparison is either true or false. Clear? So the true means it will have some value like 1, and the false means 0. Clear? So here we have the different relational operators like equal to, then greater than. We all know the names of these. In the maths also we study. So if I write equal to, the relation is equal to, so A is equal to B. So whatever the value will be in the A and B, suppose I write A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 2. Clear? So if I write A is equal to B, then what will be the answer in the Q basic of this? So this is the statement which you have written. The result of this will be false or 0. Why? Because A is not equal to B, because A is having the 5 and B is equal to 2. Clear? In case if the values of both are same, so if A is also having value 5, B is also value having 5, then if I write A is equal to B, the result of this will be true. So the result, when you will run this, it will give you true, or also we can get the result as 1. So true, any non-zero value means it is true, and when it is false it will give you the 0. Either of these will be the result. Clear? So these are all the different relational operator. Here you can see less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to is denoted this way. In the maths we write not equal to directly when you cross the equal to sign. So according to the different language, programming language, the symbols differ. So this is the meaning of not equal to. So these are the different relational operators. So today we have read about what is relational operator, what is the arithmetic operator, what is operators and what is operands, and variable, constant we have seen that what are the types of these. Numerical variable, string variable. Clear? So revise all of these and let us meet in the next class with the remaining topics. Thank you.